faithful Niner Empire. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Welcome back to another episode of What's Good with yours truly, Jay in the Bay. We're back with week 4 for the 49ers season. Unfortunately, the 49ers came up short against Denver last week, and now we're hosting the LA Rams on Monday Night Football prime time. I'm excited for this game. The whole world will be watching, and what better way to get the team to 500 and be tied for first place than to play your division rival, heated rival, the LA Rams, in your home stadium. I mean, what could be better at this point? The LA Rams, they have struggled so far this year. I think it's safe to say they haven't really hit their stride yet. Matt Stafford has thrown for more interceptions than touchdowns so far this year. They're in the bottom of the pack as far as running the ball per game. I think they've only averaged about 72 yards per game, and that's third worst in the NFL. And the defense is good, but I don't think it's at its peak yet. So I think we're playing the LA Rams at a perfect time where they haven't really gelled yet. There could be a Super Bowl victory hangover for them so far. And I think the Niners, we definitely have to bounce back from last week. I think everyone has to play better, including number 10. And he's got to make the reads. He's got to believe in himself that he can deliver the ball. And I think if he does that, and maybe the defense can come up with some turnovers this week against the Rams, which I think is very possible because Stafford's a turnover machine, you know it. And I'm looking forward to this game. Now let's get into Jay's 5 big things.
4, 3, 2, 1.
5 big things.
All right. Number 1, it's like riding a bike. This is what Jimmy said after he filled in for Trey Lance, who got hurt in that game, and the 49ers ended up winning 27-7. Now, I think this is a game where Jimmy G knows the Rams very well. The Rams know the 49ers very well. Jimmy G knows how to hit the open receivers. He knows what the Rams will bring from a defensive standpoint. They have the same defensive coordinator, majority same players on defense. So Jimmy needs to get back to this feeling of it's like riding a bike. And I think one of the major ways we help Jimmy in doing that is the offensive line. And of course, we're going to be out with Trent Williams, but we have to be able to create a clean pocket where Jimmy can throw from. If he feels pressured, if he feels hurried, he's going to be tap dancing in the pocket, and that's not good for this 49ers offense. So Shanahan's also going to have to help Jimmy by just throwing some short passes, get Jimmy in a rhythm. Screen passes, short passes. It's going to be a horizontal passing game. I mean, that's pretty much what it is with Jimmy G in. And we're going to have to get back to that feeling so we can have a successful day. And Jimmy's going to have to be successful. I don't think we can win in spite of Jimmy. We just got to hope that last week was his worst game of the season, and he's got to get better. And what better way than against a division rival at home? So that's number 1, my first big thing. Number 2, third down efficiency. We were putrid last week on third downs. We were only 1 of 9. That is not a winning football formula. That's like a losing scenario every time. If you told me the day before that game that the Niners would only convert 1 of 9 on third downs, I say we lose. There's no way you can win that game. You have to sustain drives throughout the game. Not only it helps the offense move the ball down the field, but also it gives your defense a breather. And we know this defense has been playing top notch, but the 49ers will have to execute on third downs. And the way you do that, you got to get some positive yardage on first and second downs. And I think we can do that against the LA Rams. And also on defense, we have to be able to get off the field on third down. And we've been able to do that, especially in the first half, these first 3 games. But we just have to have a full 4-quarter effort. That was number 2. Number 3, speaking of this 49ers defense, Huff has been a standout so far this season. It's been a pleasure to watch him just run all over the field, make tackles. He's also been good in coverage. I think this will be an interesting test this week against the Rams. Of course, they have Cooper Kupp, but this defense is going to have to carry this offense or this team, I think, for the foreseeable future. Until we can, score more than 20 points in the game, this defense cannot allow a team to score, I think, no more than 17 points. But I think we're very capable. We still don't have Jason Verrett back. We still don't have Jimmy Ward back. And I think this defense will continue to get better. But I think the deal this week against Matt Stafford, you got to get pressure on him. Stafford is a turnover machine. If we get pressure on him, it'll definitely force him to make some throws that he's not ready to make. And possibly it could be a pick 6 by one of our defenders. Now, who guards Cooper Kupp? Cooper Kupp will be in the slot. I was surprised to see Demo Lenore out there last week. Usually we saw Samuel Womack the first 2 games, but I think he's going to have his hands full, Demo Lenore, or if it'll be Samuel Womack against Cooper Kupp. But I think the best thing we can do on defense is pressure Stafford, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. And I believe we can do that. Number 4, our special teams has been stupendous so far this year. Mitch Wisnowski, shout out to him. He got the special teams player of the month. And I think I know last week he got at least 3 punts in the 20-yard line or less. And that not only helps the defense, but also forces the offense to have to travel 80, 90 yards just to get a touchdown. So the punt coverage has been excellent. Mitch has been doing his job. And I think that'll help our defense as long as the special teams continue to be special. And Ray McLeod, as long as he holds onto the ball, if he continues to get at least 15 to 20 yards per punt return, I think that'll also help the offense. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to seeing our special teams at Levi Stadium continue to be special. All right, turnover-free football. There's nothing worse than beating yourself up with penalties and turning over the ball. It's very, very frustrating to watch. And last week against Denver, we know, at least I know, can't speak for all the faithful, but I know Jimmy's going to throw a pick, but we can't allow anything else. The Rams, they have 7 takeaways, but they also have 7 giveaways. So they will turn the ball over. And I think it'll put us in a much better situation to win if we don't turn the ball over. So no fumbles. Jimmy, hey, try not to throw an interception, but that's been his statistical career so far. He'll throw 2 touchdowns a game, but he's also going to throw 1 interception. It's just kind of who he is. So we just got to play turnover-free football. I think that'll put us in a better situation to win if we don't give the opposing team extra opportunities to score. So that's definitely one thing we have to do, turnover-free football, and that's Jay's 5 big things.
Hey, Jay!
All right, so we have Hey Jay, where viewers of the 49ers Cutback channel send questions in for me, and we have Philip Robertson. What's good? Appreciate the question today. He says, how do you stop Aaron Donald? Man, that's a hell of a question. Now, Daniel Brunskill, aka the Aaron Donald stopper, he's been out the first 3 weeks of the season, and he missed a lot of training camp as well, dealing with a hamstring injury. Now, he did practice today. Is he on track to play? I think we have to see how he progresses throughout the rest of the week. But that is one way to at least slow down Aaron Donald, put Daniel Brunskill there. If he's not available, I think you kind of have to run right at Aaron Donald. That's one way to kind of slow him down, use play action, use counters, just make him think when he's on the field and not be so instinctual. Make him second guess, what do I see on the field? And Kyle Shanahan does an excellent job at that. Usually Aaron Donald does not have great games against the 49ers because of Kyle Shanahan's ability to, at times run away from Aaron Donald, make him run, get him tired, and at times just running right at him, and also just confusing him by mixing up what he sees from a defensive tackle position. But we're not going to be able to eliminate Aaron Donald. He's a generational type defensive player, but I think we can definitely slow him down and make his impact as minimal as we can. But thanks for the question, Philip. All right. Coach Ann, I appreciate the question, man. He says, what's good? He says, hey, Jay, what can the Niners do to get the receivers open over the middle versus the Rams? That's an excellent question. Well, it all starts in the trenches, and it all starts in the trenches. You got to be able to protect Jimmy G, and it's going to be very interesting to see, how Shanahan is able to basically get receivers open and also develop a clean pocket for Jimmy. I think it's going to have to be some quick passes. I think that's what Jimmy does the best. He throws over the middle. He just got to be able to make the right read and, be confident in his ability. But how can the 49ers get receivers open over the middle? You got to protect Jimmy first, and Jimmy's going to have to actually make the throws. It's just quite simple. People want to blame Kyle Shanahan. I totally get it. He's the coach. He makes the decisions at the end of the day. He bears a lot of the responsibility when the team loses and the team wins. But hey, he schemes up the plays. The guys out there, they got to execute. I don't know why we haven't seen Danny Gray so far. I know he's a speedster, but we have an offensive genius. Why can't we put Danny Gray out there on the field? He can run screens, he can run reverses, end rounds, quick slants. He may not be able to run an entire route tree, but we at least have to put that weapon out on the field for Jimmy G to at least try to execute, man. So it'll be interesting to see. I think George Kittle could have a big game, and I think he could be very vital in this game, not only blocking but receiving versus the LA Rams. He likes to play against the Rams for sure. Appreciate the question, Ant. Jay. Now it's time for Fade Away Jay. And you guys can see me as well on Jay in the Bay on YouTube. I also have IG and Twitter under the same name. Appreciate all the support. Huge shout out to 49ers Cutback crew. I appreciate it. But I think this is a get right game for the 49ers. Obviously, we were terrible on third down conversions last week. That's going to have to greatly improve. We're going to have to keep the turnovers in check, and the defense can't play any better other than getting interceptions, which I think we can do against Stafford, but we're going to have to take them back to the house and score touchdowns, because I think the 49ers will have trouble scoring against this LA Rams defense. Now, the LA Rams defense is not great. It's top 10 against the run. It's middle of the pack against the pass. But, you just got to hope that Jimmy G has played his worst game and he's going to play a little better. Even if we would have won the game if he didn't have that safety. I mean, let's be real. So, just don't turn the ball over, Jimmy. Also, of course, we got to run the ball. We got to do something else creative with Debo in the run game. Denver did an excellent job. They did a hell of a job in pressuring Jimmy, slowing down the run. They knew when Debo was back there, we were going to run the ball. So use Jeff Wilson Jr. more. He looks pretty good so far in the last two games. Can we get at least more than one carry to Jordan Mason? I mean, come on, man. What are you doing, Shanahan? But let's make this job easy for Jimmy. Run the ball 30, 35 times a game, win the time of possession, and we have to get pressure on Stafford, make him indecisive in the pocket, second guess himself, and maybe we can get some turnovers, man. He has 5 interceptions to 4 touchdowns so far. So we can definitely continue that trend and get some interceptions. We just got to take it to the house. We have to score touchdowns on defense. And I think if we do these things, special teams continue to play well, I think the 49ers can win this game at Levi Stadium. It's going to be a rocking crowd. I think the 49ers can win this 19-16. And I think it's going to be a real close game. Can't wait for it. And thanks everyone who's watching. Go Niners.